Hey y'all, it's your girl Kei.
What's up, y'all? This is Bree. We are back in the room with y'all once again.
We are in the room, and we have a special guest today. We have our special guest. Her name is Kevina, and we're going to get all in her business today at some point about her and her growth, because that is the whole idea of the show, is to grow, right? And she'll be also able to tell us about her business and some wonderful giveaway we're also going to do in cahoots with her business, Broke to Rich, which is amazing, but I'm not going to tell you about it. She will. And so we will do all of those things today. How is everybody? How are you, Kevina?
I'm all right. It's nighttime. I'm alert, I'm present, so I am well. I rested today. I gave myself a rest day. Okay, I listened to my body. So I'm good. I listened to her.
About time. About time you listen to her. Yes. So Kevina's doing good. She's far away from us right now, so that's why it's nighttime for her. It's morning for everybody else. And Bree, how was your night?
I had an eventful night. Okay. My cousin got me outside because she knows I love Mexican. So that reeled me in. And then we had this really good drink called Horny Iguana. Right. That expression right there. Yep. That is what I get anytime I tell somebody what it was.
Okay. Well, was it worth the drink?
You take a sip and it makes your tongue numb and you feel it go down your chest.
I'm coming to Houston to have
Girl. It was amazing. It was amazing. But you can only have one.
Oh, I bet. If it make your tongue numb after one sip.
It was real good. So I had a great night,
Good.
Here I am.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you both decided to come into the room all alert and ready for today. So last week we talked about the validity of your no.
How are you doing?
Who, me? Oh, I'm great, guys.
I'm glad our guest asked because I ain't got no manners.
I'm fine. It's great. I lost the key to my office this morning, so it's a little razzle dazzle. Right. So the background looks different. I'm in my office this time, but I got in because I keep the extra key in my car because I got sense. But I have no idea where the other key went. But here we are. So I'm having a great morning, though.
Okay.
I'm alert. I'm ready for this. I'm excited about today's topic.
Me too.
Yeah. So last week we was talking about the validity of your no, standing on your no, and allowing yourself to kind of stick within your own boundaries, right? And honoring yourself when you've decided to say no. So as we are growing, no becomes a part of the process. Other parts of our process that sometimes are a little more difficult are the casualties. The casualties of growing. We tend to, well, I'm not going to say we tend to. Everything costs something, right? So even if you say no to somebody or something, like that could cost that relationship or that situation, or sometimes when you are saying yes to yourself, it is costing you no to everybody else. So those types of things. And so I thought that Kevina would be awesome person to interview. Wait a minute, let me also say she's the first lady we've had on here to interview.
Oh my God, that is so true.
I feel special, razzle dazzle.
I love that.
Yes, she's the first lady. So thank you for being our first lady guest.
Yes.
But I know with your company, Broke to Rich, what you're going to tell us about, I'm sure that came with its own growing pains, as that's not your main job, right? So this is like something you just wanted to do for you, and as you were growing, right? So will you tell us a little bit about? Let's just start with what is Broke to Rich first.
All right, so Broke to Rich is a community space, or at least I am working to make it a community space, a space where we focus on 3 pillars. That's physical, mental, and financial health. I didn't know until college, kind of meeting my girlfriends, my village, and us having conversation, and then moving into corporate America around other people. I realized specifically I'm Black. So for the Black community, we don't know what we don't know, right? And our parents can't teach us what they don't know. So that's what Broke to Rich is about. It is literally like learning, growing, evolving. It's not going to be pretty. And I acknowledge, even from my own personal experience, it's in those 3 pillars for me that I am still working on. But I acknowledge that we don't know what we don't know. So the objective is to build a community space where we're highlighting voices in each of those pillars, and we're sharing that knowledge out to everyone, literally to change their mindset for growth, hands down. Like that's what it's all about in that space. So, and it's also a place where not to just highlight voices, but I want it to be a space where people can come for encouragement, right? Like they can share their stories on just where they are, because everyone is going to be at a different stage of it. So it's for them to come and share their story. It's for people to come for encouragement so they don't feel like they're alone, because I feel like a lot of times, especially with social media, people feel like people got their life together. No, they don't. I don't even got my life together. Like,
yeah,
I've launched this, and even in those pillars, I'm still growing and still work daily at some of it where I feel like, oh yeah, I got my stuff together. But in reality, it's like, no, for the moment you got it together, but we have, right? And then where we're challenged and how we work through that. So I want it to be a community space where people can learn and grow and encourage each other.
I love that. I love that. And it's so needed.
Very. It is very needed. And so you guys will be able to, we'll have all of her tags and her social media tagline so you can see the site because they have different things also, right, with the community. But I hear you say grow a lot. And so as you were growing as a person, like still working on yourself, and even let's just say with this dream of creating this community, what casualties do you feel like you paid along the way? Whether that's other people telling you this is a bad idea or whatever and having to cut that. What did it cost you to step out of your zone into this area?
So I feel like there's probably two parts to that. So one, I am the first person in my, I don't know the level of family, but like intimate that's worked in corporate America. In corporate America, I realized that there's only so high up I want to go because I don't want to be fake. I don't want to be phony. And also with the higher you go, there's more responsibilities where I feel like I can't be myself. I'm a very blunt person. I am fortunate enough in the role that I'm in the job that I'm in, I'm able to be myself, raw, brash, with business partners, everything. And I acknowledge that, of course, as you go up, right, like you got to present an image, to look a certain way. They want you to sound a certain way and speak a certain way. So I acknowledged and accepted probably within the first year that like, okay, girl, you only gonna go so high up in this. And then knowing that, and again, growth, reading, listening to podcasts, you understand that for wealth, financial wealth in regards, you have multiple streams of income. So it's been a journey for me in this, because then it's like, okay, well, I know that about work and I love what I do. I do by all means, but what drives me is freedom. In understanding your why, also being flexible with your why, because as we grow, our why may change.
I love that.
You have flexible in that why, and that's what'll keep you encouraged and motivated. Just in any your mental, physical, or your financial journey, your why may change. You could be 3 months in, and then you end up with the physical aspect. You end up with a medical issue. Your why probably changed because of that. So being flexible in that and not getting discouraged, just acknowledging, okay, my why has changed, and then get the work.
Yeah, makes sense. It makes sense.
I like that.
Do you?
Yeah,
I know you're a words person.
I am. Your why may change. Oh,
she's a words person. She's going to write it down and meditate on the words.
Look, I already put it on my little poster.
Okay? I know. I see. I told you. So we see all these things, and of course, obviously, giving up things works, right? It works. It keeps us in alignment. It keeps us in the direction we're trying to go. But because we are also here to discuss like more of like getting more people involved in the community, right? With Broke to Rich and navigating safe spaces for people to just be. To actually be a human being, right? And not a human doing, but to like be a human being. Like here we are, right? I'm always big on be, because being still is cool too. I know Kevina said she keeps on moving, and so she be trying to jump past everything, but I'm always here to remind people to slow down. And I want to make a point of that before we get into Broke to Rich, because it was on my mind hard over the weekend. And that is, I noticed a lot of people been complaining about time and like it's moving really fast and stuff like that. And so I was like, I thought about it, and I want to say that I don't think time is moving fast. We moving fast, and we just have subscribed to this pace as a collective. There's no reason to be moving this fast, but we always are. So as always, I'm always gonna encourage you to slow down because you need to. We don't really have to move this fast. But now that I threw that in there, I want you guys to so we're gonna do something with Broke to Rich to get you guys involved in the community. They have so many things. Kevina's going to tell us more about it, but it will involve some rules. And I know some people don't know how to follow rules or directions, so we will have them written on our profiles. Also, for the Good Luck Chuck IG, Broke to Rich will have it over there. We will remind you all from it. It's a great giveaway. Kevina, you want to tell us what we're giving away, and then I'll kind of talk about how.
So thinking of just the financial climate that we're in, offering a gas gift card away, as well as some Broke to Rich merch. So I do have merchandise that I offer as part of just to sell. If you embody it, if you feel it, if you want to walk around and kind of share that message, there is merchandise that's available. But the bigger kind of intent of Broke to Rich is that community space. But yes, a gas card to help in these environments, and the holidays is coming up, and as well as some Broke to Rich merchandise.
And let me just say, I have a dress,
and it is super cute,
and it is so comfortable, and I felt fabulous in it. And I was just outside, like, I know y'all think I'm cute because I'm cute, right? But it was like it's very eye-catching. But I just wanted to point out how soft it is. So the one I have is more like a fitted, like bodycon type of dress. And I'm not a small person, but it fits really comfortably. Like it feels really good. Like I want all the products. So y'all should still buy some too. But the best way to get some, you're going to have to look out and watch out for our post. You will see Kevina, you'll see it on Broke to Rich. We'll tell you what to do. It's typically going to be do some followings and respond. And we will let you know the winner about probably towards the end of the month. Yep, towards the end of the month. By the time you see this, we'll probably be halfway through the month. But it will be there for you to give out. Is there anything that I missed in regards to like the giveaway and the community of Broke to Rich?
No, the rules we'll have up there. It is the kind of like, follow, share, comment type of thing to spread it, right? Because it's all about the engagement and getting it out there. And then again, just Broke to Rich, it is about growth, literally, like mentally, physically, financially, no matter where you are, whether you feel like you've made it, you are struggling, you have no idea where to start, if you're on your journey, it is literally about community space and sharing where you are, coming for encouragement, and helping others along the way. So because as I learned, I'm pulling up everybody else behind me. Parents.
Okay, so I just remembered I had a question. Yeah, Bree hates when I do that, but
yeah, always.
I want to know. Well, the people want to know, and me.
Blame it on the people.
So where did we get the name? Literally Broke to Rich, right? Like that is it's very common. We all know the story, like but where did that come from as like the name of the movement and stuff like that for you?
So ironically enough, I'm all about like building with my people, as I said earlier, right? Like anytime my friends have ideas, I be believing in it more, trying to, and maybe that's the important part, but let's go what we need to do type of thing. So originally I remember dropping it in the group chat with the girls and was like, hey, I got this idea. And it was Broke to Rich Girlfriends was what I was thinking, because again, I'm all about like pulling up and investing in my people that's around me, right? And then, so it was that, and then again, a few people was like, yeah, I'm interested, but ain't nobody said nothing. There was no follow-up. I'm sure. So that had to probably be like October, November. And then I started looking at fonts and everything else. January came. I'm in the club in Turkey working on the logo.
Wow. That's when you knew you was committed. Like, this is something I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
It just evolved because it went from that. And I was like, it's so much bigger. Because at first it was the financial part was what I immediately thought about, right? Like, just because I want to share, I want my friends and my family to experience what I'm experiencing, which money is required for that. But then I kind of sat with it more and more, and I was just like, it's so much more than that, because being bold enough to leave an abusive relationship or a job that you are miserable in, that's going from broke to rich, right? Like, you putting yourself first. Again, being selfish and be like, listen, I know I might need this money right now, but I'm not about this life. Like, it ain't healthy. I need to go. All of that is broke to rich. So it started as like an idea of me like trying to do something with some girlfriends, with some friends, and it just, as it sat with me more and more. And again, I told y'all the edge, I don't know what's sitting on me, but it's like, ma'am, like, you need to share this knowledge. You feel like what the community doesn't have is awareness. We don't know what we don't know. Do something about it. So that's what broke to rich.
Okay, good. I just wanted to, get that in there because I didn't get to ask and I wanted to. While Bree was judging
that was
me.
an important question, Key.
Thank you, because you judge me kind of hard. Just so y'all know.
Here we go.
Okay, so as always, Kevina, we ask every guest at the towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
Why you gotta start mess every time?
No, I mean,
this
is another important question. I was agreeing with you. Why are you attacking me early this morning?
Oh, I knew this because I'm a narcissist.
That word. Okay, we're gonna have to come back for another episode on that.
Okay, I'm sorry, it's a joke. Okay. We always ask all our guests, what are they doing to grow? What are you getting rid of that's not working? So let's think, what is something that you want to get rid of? We're gonna hold you accountable that you feel like is not working for you.
What comes to mind is not addressing those emotions. And I've been working on it. It has been a journey. It will continue to be a journey, right? Like, we don't just get through one thing like, oh my gosh, I made it, I'm healed. No, that ain't how that works, right? It's gonna always be a journey. That is a journey that I'm on, and that's me acknowledging those emotions, sitting in that emotion to be like, hey, it's okay to feel this, and then doing something about it. I'm all about action, right? So it's like, okay, doing something about it. So then what's the difference? And for me, it's communicating it, whether it's intimate relationship, platonic relationships. A lot of times I like to keep the peace. I don't like to argue. I don't like to be that person, and I could be that person. So I'll shut down and shut up, and I won't, say nothing. I'm not
gonna say my smart aleck comment to you on this on this recording today.
Now you want to hold back?
Bubble.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, sometimes I'm not gonna say that. In the past, Kevina will say stuff and then go back, and it's like you just crushed all this.
But doesn't it tie back to the casualties, right? Like that is a very fair statement. I was not aware of how it was, right? So like, it's coming out, it's gonna happen, and then it's not till after the fact that one of them would be like, ma'am, did you not see it? And I'm like, what's the problem? The A is for apple, that apple was red, they should have known that, type of thing. So that's where acknowledging the impact that my words were having on my people who I cared about, those casualties, is what made me be like, all right, don't just fire them bombs, right? Like, hey, slow down, take a little time, and then you still need to communicate it. So yeah.
Okay, so you're getting rid of not acknowledging your emotions. That's what it's not working.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that is something great to get rid of, right? And it's a journey, and we'll be here to hold you accountable. I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm the accountability partner. I'll be texting you, but so today we have a different quote than normal. Normally, Bree goes and finds quotes from people's names we don't know how to say. It's our thing, it's what we do. But today I'm going to leave you with something from my own self this time. So I do know how to say my name. We know how to say it this time. So this is from Kei. And so I want you to take this quote and do what you will with it. But it's coming more from the stance of if somebody's listening and you realize that anything that was said today hits you as far as like, I need to be more on board with the casualties of growing and that I'm worth the casualty of growing, whatever it costs me, that it's never too late. Okay. So I know sometimes that's also why we get stuck, because we are stuck in the past and we feel regret. So I actually gave this to a client as a coping thought. So I'll give it to you all. The past cannot be changed. The present is the only missed opportunity.
Ooh.
So I will see you all in the room next week. Thank you, Kevina, so much for
being here.
Guys, I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah.
For the rich. Bing, bing.
I love it.